Welcome to the University of Iowa Commencement. This is a proud day for all who have made this event possible. It's a proud day for families, friends, faculty and staff, but most importantly for our graduates. The graduates have shown commitment, talent, perseverance, and character to earn the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery. Effort and sacrifice have also been made by many others in sharing the success of our graduates. Commencement is both a joyous and a solemn occasion. We will begin on a joyous note by asking how many in the audience think they are the proudest of their graduates? How many people? Okay. We seem to have a tie. Anyway. Now, let's recognize the families and friends of our graduates, starting with the grandparents. Would the grandparents please stand and be recognized? Grandparents, please. Next, let's recognize the parents. Would the parents please stand and be recognized? Next, we recognize those who also received the DDS today are devoted dental spouse, special friends, family, and as many of our graduates have children, we want to be sure to recognize them as well. So will the spouses, special friends, family, and the grandchildren please rise or be held up and be recognized. Without our outstanding staff, we would have no programs. Let's recognize this great staff. Many of them are in the back. Would the staff please stand and be recognized? Please, yes, there we are. Yeah. Our faculty is among the very finest in the world. They have provided the teaching and mentoring for our new doctors. Let's recognize this great faculty. Please stand, be recognized. Yeah. We are honored and delighted to have our Vice President for Research, Dan Reed, participate in our commencement. Vice President Reed will confer the degrees on our candidates. Two procedural matters. We welcome the taking of photos. I will ask you to wait until the time approaches for your graduate to cross the stage and then come forward. We have a professional photographer taking pictures of each graduate, so do not panic if your flash fails. At the end of the ceremony, please be seated until the procession has exited. We hope you'll stay for the reception and meet the College of Dentistry faculty and staff. We will now hear from our Vice President, Dan Reed, a distinguished scholar from 4 different universities. And Vice President Reed, I have to tell you, has been a tireless and effective advocate for the university and a friend of the College of Dentistry. Vice President Reed, thank you.
Thank you, Dean Johnson, and welcome. It's my privilege to speak to you briefly, and it's important to be brief for these things because we're here for you. As family, as friends, and soon-to-be graduates, you're here to celebrate success. But the world in which you will practice dentistry is changing in some deep and profound ways. The concept of family itself is in flux, with a nuclear family much less common. Technological change continues to reshape our lives. Many of us remember when books did not require batteries, and a friend was someone you actually knew. And the baby boomer generation, that would be me, is aging, particularly in Iowa. And globalization is commingling people and diverse cultures in ways that are unprecedented. And of course, healthcare itself is changing as we think about the interplay of those forces. The Affordable Care Act, Medicaid privatization in Iowa are reshaping the way we think about healthcare. The rise of personalized medicine and the ability to do gene editing is reshaping how we think about the delivery and creation of healthcare itself. Tissue engineering and material science are changing the way that you practice dentistry. And all of these changes are triggering new ways to think about how we engage society and think about treatment. Yet for all of the social, economic, and social changes, one thing is eternal, and that is the desire for rapid, efficient, effective treatment. And all of you know that when people come and say a tooth hurts, they want a dentist, they want a good one, and they want it now. So you're soon to be graduates of one of the country's great dental schools, renowned nationally and internationally for the quality of its research and scholarship, but also for the quality of its education, and you are its proud product. So have no doubt that an Iowa dental education has prepared you for the future, to think about needs and approaches, to learn new skills and technologies, and to act with compassion and concern, and with knowledge and skill. So in that spirit, let me leave you with one thought from the poet Maya Angelou. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And so you're Iowa dentists. We're proud of you. I know that's how we feel. And those of you who are friends, family, know that as well. So congratulations.
All right. June 3rd, 2016, the day we have waited for and the day we'll never forget. My name is Jessica Gradeville, and this is Amy Scallon, for those of you who don't know. It's hard to believe that 4 years ago, we were preparing for this journey, not knowing what dental school would bring or where this time would take us. Well, Amy and I want to take you back to August of 2012 in a purely dental way. So we're going to fill a cavity on this little journey while probing into the past. So when we're filling a cavity, we start with something called the outline form. The outline form just means the location of the cavity and the extent of it, how big it is on a tooth. That way we know where to put the filling material. So now to outline the class of 2016. 78 new doctors are walking out of this room today, 34 females and 44 males. We have people like Paul coming from Philadelphia and Mari from Hawaii. Iowa natives like Megan and Austin are coming from larger towns like Cedar Rapids and Des Moines. And Grettinger's covered. They're a town of 844 in Iowa, thanks to Jenny. We have Cyclones, Cougars, we have Huskers, Knights, and Panthers, just to name a few. We have frat boys and sorority girls. We have college athletes and Dr. Russ, our chemist. Our outlines originally were dissimilar, but now there are two commonalities that will permanently stay with each and every one of us. First, the Hawkeye, representing the University of Iowa, and secondly, a tooth, you can pick the number, representing the College of Dentistry. So after the outline form, we have resistance form when we're filling a cavity. This is the resistance the tooth has to fracture during function, for example, when we're eating. So during our D1 and our D2 year, resistance form was in full force. Our minds and our bodies were pushed to the limits. We were learning how to stay strong during the difficult times because we were realizing this was not undergrad anymore. These difficult times included 4-hour occlusion lab, which is learning how to make a denture. Here we set teeth into soft wax over and over and over again because the bite has to be perfect. Or how about the cardiology exam, where the average was a 74%? How about the time we injected each other 9 times right before lunch? Or the weeks where we would have an anatomy test, an anatomy lab practical, an operative exam, and an anesthesia exam. Or arguably the worst was fear of being called out in an endodontics lecture. Zach, what's the percentage of 2 canals being present in a maxillary first premolar? Somehow we kept moving through it. We clung on to our classmates, significant others, parents, and friends. We complained every chance we got. We cried, but we made it and became increasingly resistant to the stress.
Next up, retention form. Retention form, simply stated, is to place retentive features into the preparation so that your filling material will stay, but not doing so much as to weaken the tooth. For our class, our retention form started to become important as we began moving into clinic. Although we were seeing patients, we still have many didactic classes to prepare for, and you could say we were starting to weaken and become increasingly overwhelmed. This is when we had to rely on our classmates to help retain each other. Our class came together both inside and outside the school to help everyone through this challenging times. Inside the school, we offered to assist each other on Superblock crown preps. 50-page study guides were distributed to all. Thanks, Brian Darling. And we shared unused articulators or responded to high-priority Axiom messages asking for board requirements, graduation requirements, or the occasional help probing. Outside of the school, we retained each other by decompressing at the class ugly sweater parties, tailgates, and yearly talent show. I think without a doubt, we can all say we wouldn't have made it to this day without the camaraderie of our class. Next up, convenience form. The official definition is to create a prep with adequate observation, accessibility, and ease of operation. Moral of the story, make it easy to put a filling in. Our convenience form came D4 year in family dentistry. You could say school was starting to get easier for us. We had a solid foundation and now had grown enough to handle any stress thrown our way. We were finally getting out of school before the sun had set. We didn't have to open a book or study for a quiz. We could even pick up a lost hobby, go for a bike ride, or even get a patio beer, although I don't recommend the latter two from the Broken Wrist and Superblock. In clinic, it was now possible to put a rubber dam on in less than 5 minutes versus 30 minutes D2 year. Our hands no longer shook during injections, and root canals no longer took 5 appointments, but maybe 2 appointments. We also found it possible to do the absolute impossible. Prep a tooth for a crown, make an interim crown, master and press, and still make it to lunch. And maybe most importantly, we no longer had to wear a sweatband. Or the sweatbands might still be a good idea for some.
All right, so now we move on to what's left of the cavity, the deeper stuff. This could potentially lead to the dreaded root canal. The deeper stuff hit throughout the 4th year. We were all beginning to prepare for life outside of the dental school, outside of our safe 5-foot operatory walls. Realization was setting in that no longer would the faculty be checking every crown margin, ensuring we knew how to probe a tooth, or making sure that our temporary crown was polished to a high shine. We were digging deep with that slow-speed burr, and we were discovering our niches. Some of us are going into private practice, others into community health centers. A handful are preparing for residency and research, while some are heading for the military. My hat's gonna fall off, I'm sorry. I need a pin. Finally, we were getting close to the finish line. For the day, we would add the 3 little letters, DDS, after our name. Okay, finishing the walls. This is one of the last things we have to do. So in this next step of a cavity, we remove any unsupported tooth structure and smooth out our margin. Here, as almost dentists, we are smoothing out our own rough spots. We are figuring out how to properly write a lab script. My hat's still gonna fall off. Gathering every piece of information we can from our adjunct faculty and asking questions. We now understand how we like our appointments to go and the order we like to flow in. We are confident in our treatment plans and get a little bothered when someone doesn't agree with us. We have our own thoughts and we're confident in our methods. And the final touch, we get to ring the cowbell, thanks to CJ.
And finally, the last step, clean the cavity, AKA rinse all the debris away, dry the prep, and prepare to place the filling. Most of us have been in school for over 20 years, and this is our 3rd and final graduation. So class of 2016, are we ready to clean the cavity and move on to the next step? How do we know that our prep is finalized and we are ready for the future? We know we are ready because we went to the University of Iowa College of Dentistry. We hear all the time how lucky we are to attend this institution, how much employers love to hire University of Iowa grads, and how we set the standards and are held to higher expectations than other dental schools. We can do this, and we will do this, because many important people who have gotten us to this day who we'd like to thank at this time. Jess and I would like to thank all the faculty and staff of the College of Dentistry. Thank you for your dedication, your patience, pushing us to exceed our expectations, and making us into the best dentists that you knew we could be. For all the moms, dads, grandparents, sisters, brothers, family here today, thank you for believing in us. Russ told me I couldn't cry because that wouldn't be metal, but I'm going to anyways. Thank you for believing in us, supporting us, and fielding our frantic calls to let us complain while reassuring us that we could make it through this. During the last 4 years, our class has seen 22 engagements and marriages as of Wednesday night, Reed and Danny. And at this time, we would like to thank all the husbands, wives, and significant others. Thank you for your support, for loving us when we were most unlovable, and for nodding and understanding when it sounded like we were speaking French when we complained that the distal margin of the PFM crown was open, we had to re-impress using a new custom tray, and we got an N for time management. Also, faculty understand that one. Also, over the past 4 years, the class of 2016 has grown with the addition of 10 dental school babies. Thanks to the Orgill and Harris family for increasing our stat on that one. We would like to thank all of the children. Thank you for your unconditional love, allowing your parents to learn pediatric patient management firsthand, and for being a centering force in the lives of your parents as they went through dental school. To the class of 2016, thank you. Personally, I know there is no way I would have made it to this day without all of you around us right now. Let's be proud of our accomplishments. Be proud of everything we have done. Continue to strive for excellence. Continue to strive to be better. Continue to use each other for words of wisdom and support. Remember where we started and how far we have come. Recognize that no matter where your career and your life takes you, the 78 people surrounding you today share the same outline form as you do now. They are always going to be there for you. Be proud of this institution and be proud of everything you've accomplished. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it. And woo! And now, for the first and only time you are ever going to hear this, Jess and I would like to say, Go Hawks!
But hold on, we're not done.
And first, we want to take a selfie with the class.
Everybody get in. I feel like I should take.
We got it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and congratulations. The Alpha Omega Award is presented each year to the graduating senior student who has achieved the highest grade point average in their class at the completion of the dental degree program. It is a privilege and a pleasure for me to name at this time the 2016 recipient of the Alpha Omega Award, Corey Davis Hatch. Corey, would you please come forward and be recognized?
Good afternoon. Omicron Kappa Upsilon is the National Dental Honor Society established in Northwestern University in 1914. Our Mu chapter was organized at the University of Iowa in 1923. We elect students to membership in the society on the basis of scholarship, exemplary traits of character, and potential qualities of exemplary and future professional growth and attainment. Therefore, on behalf of the OKU members of our chapter, I take great pleasure in welcoming and recognizing our new members. Will the Omicron Kappa Upsilon honorees please rise and come to the stage?
Zachary M. Bando. Joshua Daniel Barclay. Colin Jed Barker. Margaret D. Bodino. Courtney Elizabeth Bond. Thomas John Crary. Corey Davis Hatch. Ryan S. Lubinsky. Jordan Turin May. At this time, I'd like to draw your attention to the award section in the program, pages 4 through 8. We have several awards as well as scholarships, thanks to our generous alumni and donors. I'd also like at this time to recognize those students graduating with distinction in dental public health. I'll call you each by name, and as I call your name, please stand and stand until the group has finished, and we can give you a round of applause. Timothy S. Albright. Adam S. Barr. Margaret Bodino. Eileen T. Hahn. Mari R. Heslinga. Matthew T. Lamb. Catherine J. Lee. Joshua Orgill. Nika Ranjbar. Heather N.N. Shaky. Congratulations. Similarly, I'd like to recognize those students who are graduating with research achievement. Again, please stand as your name is called, and we'd like to give you a round of applause at the end of the list. Courtney E. Bond. Thomas J. Crary. Brian G. Darling. Austin P. Foster. Zachary S. Getchy. Jessica M. Gradeville. Matthew T. Lamb. Daniel Merrick. Eddie G. Pansloff. Megan E. Pentecoff Wellborn. Russell P. Pesavento. We'd also like to recognize at this time the number of graduate students completing their specialty program. You can find the list of these students on page 9 of your program. Congratulations to them as well.
Vice President Reed, these candidates having completed the requirements for the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery are recommended to you by the faculty of the College of Dentistry for the conferring of these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Dentistry and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
To the class. You have completed a rigorous course of study and are ready to enter the profession of dentistry. The high honor of the degree doctor has been rightly earned. You carry a rich tradition from your profession and from your university. You also carry two responsibilities: the individual responsibility to work for the oral health of your patients and the collective responsibility to work for the oral health of the public. I charge you to carry this heritage and responsibility with integrity and diligence. With this responsibility, you have also developed the skills and perspectives to achieve much fulfillment. I wish you success in your personal and professional lives. You have the tools to begin this journey. I also hope that each day you will take a moment to enjoy the things in your lives that mean the most to you. I'd like to tell you how much the faculty and staff have enjoyed your class. We've tried to give you the roots and wings. The roots are made up of professional fundamentals as well as an attachment to your profession and the University of Iowa. The wings are made up of your abilities to take initiatives, to adapt to new situations, and to be a professional role model. This is your last time together as a class. You are now alumni of one of the finest colleges of dentistry in the world. We hope you will return to visit classmates and renew this unique time every 5 years at your reunion. Yours will be in 2021. The time will pass quickly, and please keep in touch. And now, will the first row of candidates come to the stage for the hooding ceremony?
Dr. Jessica Marie Gradeville. Dr. Amy Jo Scallon. Dr. Gregory A. Ferris. Dr. Zachary M. Bando. Dr. Joshua Daniel Barkley. Dr. Colin Jed Barker. Dr. Margaret D. Bodino. Dr. Courtney Elizabeth Bond. Dr. Thomas John Crary. Dr. Corey Davis Hatch. Dr. Ryan S. Lubinsky. Dr. Jordan Turin May. Dr. Matthew Charles Abraham. Dr. Bradley Robert Albertson. Dr. Timothy Scott Albright. Dr. Amar H. Alsamawi. Dr. Katie Arp. Dr. Adam Spencer Barr. Dr. Tasani Puchanayankun Bates. Dr. Robert D. Bowers. Dr. Caitlin Ann Bowman. Dr. Keisha Jolene Brown. Dr. Maximilian Chambers. Dr. Quinn Kin Chen. Dr. Mackenzie Aaron Colbert. Dr. Brian Gregory Darling. Dr. Nicole Diana Del Carpio. Dr. Austin Prescott Foster. Dr. Jesse M. Frainer. Dr. Zachary Stephen Getchy. Dr. Paul Anthony Gwengi Anam. Dr. Adam Halber. Dr. Eileen T. Hahn. Dr. Jenny Marie Harris. Dr. Mari Ruby Heslinger. Dr. Angel Denise Hinson. Dr. Brian M. Horick. Dr. Kate M. Horahan. Dr. Reed Immerman. Dr. Erin Kathleen Johnson. Dr. Diana Lee Van Schilfgaard Jones. Dr. Kirsten Kerko. Dr. Stephen Robert Kirschbaum. Dr. Matt Lamb. Dr. Theron G. Layer. Dr. Catherine Gina Lee. Dr. Nicholas Lewis Luke. Dr. Alyssa N. Mann. Dr. Michael R. McCormick. Dr. Michael L. McCuniff. Dr. Danielle Merrick. Dr. Chad M. Menke. Dr. Cynthia Moe. Dr. Eric Lewis Mollers. Dr. Brianne Marie Mumm. Dr. Joshua Orgill. Dr. Eddie G. Pansloff. Dr. Megan Fawn Passy. Dr. Marcela Zamora Paulino da Costa. Dr. Chase D. Panino. Dr. Zachary J. Percival. Dr. Russell P. Pesavento. Dr. Nika Ranjbar. Dr. Heather Nicole Nancy Shakey. Dr. Lauren Fangman Show. Dr. Amy Catherine Seehusen. Dr. Demi Nicole Sides. Dr. Kelly Nicole Steinlage. Dr. Andrew Richard Stevenson. Dr. David Perry Summers. Dr. Sarah Louise Swanke. Dr. Joseph Peter Toll. Dr. Nicholas Van Ess. Dr. Megan Elise Pentakoff Wellborn. Dr. Matthew Benjamin Weddick. Dr. Bradley Warner. Congratulations to the outstanding class of 2016.